Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a first impressions on a brand new foundation. As of yesterday when I checked, it had not come out to the stores yet. It was only found online on the website. It's the Urban Decay All-Nighter Foundation. I had heard something about it, so I checked online and didn't find it on Sephora, and I didn't find it on Ulta. So I just decided to look on the Urban Decay website, and it was there. So I ordered it yesterday, and it just arrived today. So it arrived within less than 24 hours, and I didn't even do expedited shipping. So way to go, Urban Decay. That's awesome. That's the first time I had ordered from them, like directly from the store, so I was really impressed. A little bit about this foundation. They have their Naked Skin foundation, which is a little dewier, very natural looking. I guess with this one, it's supposed to be a matte finish, and it's still supposed to have that natural look. It has 30% more pigment than a traditional foundation, so it's really high coverage. The box says it's the ultimate foundation for a flawless looking complexion. This waterproof formula provides complete coverage that lasts all day or all night, with a modern matte finish that never looks overdone. It says we loaded this full coverage foundation with such an insane amount of pigment that a little goes a long way. That kind of reminds me, just the sound of that reminds me of like the custom cover drops by Cover FX, although like a foundation version. It says there's no need to build your coverage or apply multiple layers, so that's kind of unusual. Light diffusing pigments blur flaws for beautifully perfected skin, while high-tech ingredients mattify and absorb oil to reduce the appearance of shine. Okay, so I have dry skin. I normally steer away from matte products like the plague. Like I don't want to be matte. I want to be dewy. But I heard about this and I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm probably gonna apply it with a beauty blender. We're gonna see if it works, because I also like a good coverage, but I don't like it to look cakey or like too makeup-y. I got two shades. I got shade 3 and shade 4. In the Naked Skin foundation, I can go between either one of those. They're both more yellow, and 3 works if I don't have a tan, and 4 typically works if I'm self-tanned. I've only swatched these so far, and 3 looks more peachy than it does yellow, and 4 looks really yellow, but it seems like it might be too dark. So I guess the only way to test this out is to apply it to our face. So I'm going to apply primer just like I normally do. I'm gonna use the Master Prime primer, and I'm just gonna put it like around my nose and like the cheeks around that area, just for pores. If I've ever tried to use a matte foundation, it normally emphasizes pores, even though with dry skin, you don't really have to worry much about pores as much. I mean, you still do, but it's not like your biggest worry. Your biggest worry is like dry patches. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that. I think the color I'm gonna go for today is 4, because I do have a tan on my body. I don't tan my face, so it's always very pale. So we're just gonna give this a go. I'm gonna use shade 4 and apply it with a beauty blender, and mine's a little dirty, so deal with it. Okay, it has a pump, which is awesome, and it has a really cool bottle. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It's like shattered glass almost. Everything I saw said this was supposed to come out in July with their summer collection or fall collection, one of them. But I haven't seen it yet, so I just did 1 pump on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna dot that around with my finger. And I'm only gonna do one side at a time. Okay, this is like, it's kind of thick, like not in like a nasty way, but it's just thicker than what I'm used to, like liquidy foundations. Okay, and we're just gonna dab that in. You see the coverage on that? I mean, that is so pigmented. And obviously, like, in contrast with my bare face, it's insane. This will be really interesting to see what I think about it, because I do not like matte products. Every time I watch a video and they're like, we like to keep our face matte, I'm like, why? So it seems to be blending on really nicely with the Beauty Blender. Just out of pure honesty, I do feel like it looks a little makeup-y. That could be because it has so much pigment to it. That could be a lot of reasons, but we're just gonna keep going. I don't really want to put it underneath my eyes just because I have dry under eyes as it is. So I don't really want like matte sucking the life out of my eyes. Okay, so that is one layer and I feel like it has completely covered everything. Like I said, I didn't put it under my eyes. Just kind of looking closely here. Let's see. I don't know if you can tell, but like I can kind of see like my pores, which I'm not a fan of. And to me it looks a little bit heavy, not anything crazy. I don't know how people would compare it to the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I've never worn that before. Estee Lauder Double Wear has a lot of coverage, so I mean that could be a similar thing. It might be more lightweight, I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm just trying to like blend this in. It's just a finish I'm not used to. So first impression, I'm really impressed with the coverage. The pigment is out of this world. It's matte. It doesn't feel like drying. It actually feels slightly tacky, not like a dewy foundation does, but just like a slight, maybe it hasn't fully set yet. And that could also be part because I used a Beauty Blender. You know, I still have some redness right here. I might try to just add a little bit more just to see how that, okay, so this stuff oxidizes. Just noticed on my hand before I like messed with the pump that was already on my hand, it was like becoming orange. So I don't know what's gonna happen to my face. It might be a big mess, but we're just gonna go with it. So I'm just gonna dab just a little bit more here where I get those capillaries. It seems like it added just a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna add some over here too. Why not? God, I need some concealer under my eyes today so bad. I had recorded Pretty Little Liars and so I didn't watch it until late last night. Does anybody watch that show? I'm obsessed. Obsessed. Okay, I feel like that added just a little bit more coverage. It has a ton as it is, so I don't want to be just like really building it up, but it seems like it is pretty buildable. But as for me, it's pretty much just kind of covered everything other than obviously nothing under my eyes. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I'll check back in so we can see how everything applied on top of it and how it's wearing so far. Okay? Okay, so I'm done with my makeup now and I actually filmed a makeup tutorial on this look. It took so long. Not the makeup itself, but like everything that I encountered during the process. So I put the foundation on at 11 and it is now 2 o'clock. So it's been on for 3 hours. First thing, makeup applied beautifully over this foundation. Nothing got patchy. It was very easy to blend and it turned out wonderful. That tackiness I talked about before, I can feel it like a little bit around my chin area, but other than that I can't feel it. It doesn't feel tacky. It also doesn't feel very drying. To be completely honest, I've kind of looked at myself in the mirror within that 3-hour window, and to me it looks a little bit heavy. I guess it's because I'm not used to a matte foundation. I'm used to that like glow, which some people, I'm sure when they put that on, they're like, no, not having this. So I mean, you can see what it looks like. It covered beautifully. I didn't put any concealer on like around the sides of my face. I just only put concealer under my eyes and that was it. So those capillaries seem to be covered up really well. I mean, I can't see them. I don't know if you can, but It seems like it's covered so much. After 3 hours, it doesn't seem like it's faded anywhere. On my nose, like you can kind of see where it's like separated. Okay, so my honest opinion right now is that it seems a little heavy. To me, it looks makeup-y. That might be just because I have dry skin and I'm wearing a matte foundation, but the description that I got off the bottle or the box is that it's supposed to be completely natural and that you don't have to build it up. I didn't build it up on any part of my face except for right over those capillaries, and I feel like it still looks really makeup-y and heavy. I used a beauty blender to apply it, so that added in more moisture. On my skin, I can't even imagine what it would be like with a brush. I just feel like it would be so heavy. I did moisturize really well before applying this foundation. However, I did not use a moisturizing primer. I just used the Maybelline Master Prime, which there's nothing really hydrating about it. I wonder if like the Too Faced Hangover Primer, the Coconut Primer, or the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer, something like that would be a better option for somebody like myself with dry skin. But as of right now, it's not a favorite. So I will check back in another few hours and we'll see if it's gotten any better. Okay, so it is now 5:30. So this has been on for 6.5 hours, I think. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am not a fan. Not a fan at all. I don't know if you can tell through the camera lens, but like going in to look at myself in the mirror to see how it was settling, it's awful on my skin. It looks very cakey and it's like caking around my nose, it almost looks like it's gonna peel off. I was trying to think of what it looks like. It kind of looks like the first time you ever applied foundation in your whole life and you had no idea what you're doing. That's what this looks like. And I'm really disappointed because I wanted to try it out. I want something that's high cover, or at least like high pigment to help conceal different things, but doesn't look cakey. And unfortunately, this just has not worked on my skin. Yeah, it's just caking around my nose. It looks like the foundation itself stuck in certain places on my face, like in between my eyebrows, up on my forehead in certain places around my eyebrows. It's just like kind of caked there, or it doesn't look caked, it just looks like that specific spot is really thick and others aren't. I'd be willing to try it with an oil or something, but right now it's just not for my skin. I think this is my last check-in because right now I want to scrape this stuff off my face. I do not want to like run around anymore with this stuff on. So for me personally, since I have really dry skin, this just did not cut it. Somebody with oily skin might love this, or somebody who likes to wear matte foundations. To me, I haven't been able to wear any matte foundations. It's just not for me. It does oxidize, so as soon as it dries down about a full shade darker than what it does when you put it on. I used shade 4 and I probably should have used shade 3. When I applied it on my face, 4 looked like it was going to be okay, but since it dried down, it has gotten a lot darker. I feel like it's like in my smile lines, and I mean foundation always gets in my smile lines, but like this is like intense. I don't know. It's like it's just stuck there. And then it's stuck like on my forehead. It's stuck. I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm sorry, Urban Decay. It's just not for me. Somebody with oily skin, give it a go. See how you like it. I'm not exactly sure when it comes out. I've heard July. It's now July 20th today. So hopefully it'll come out before the end of the month. And you can give it a shot. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for somebody out there. I was really hoping that I would have a better result with this product and a much more positive review, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. But I guess that's the whole purpose of a first impression. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.